Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So we have a great video today. I'm not wearing it and I just need to apologize for my makeup looks, but we're just not going to talk about it. We're going to move on from this scenario. But we finally, USPS gave us the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette, the collab with Angelica Nyquist. What we've all been waiting for and wanted and needed in our life. This palette is so fucking pretty. I've been lusting after it since the moment they were like, hey, look at this palette. I was
Before they even launched it, Kaleidos emailed us and they're like, hey, we're coming out with a collaboration palette here. It'll be available, or it'll be like, freaking revealed. It'll be revealed in like a week. And I was like, heck yeah. And we kind of knew it was going to be with Angie. We just had like this feeling. But God, I did not expect to see a color story like this. I mean, I did, but also I just didn't know what to expect, but this is very great.
So before we get into our two looks, we are going to put some swatches over. I'm also going to try and find some similar colors.
We'll do some comparisons as well.
Within our Kaleidos collection specifically, but within our Cleona and JD Glow, we may also be able to find something somewhat similar in there, so we'll do any comparison swatches we find. There won't be any music overlay, so hopefully we're talking long enough that we can do that, because we tried to overlay on music on YouTube once, and instead of doing a small background noise for a small chunk of time, it was a very loud song for the entire video. So we clearly do not have the talent for that. So swatches will be overlaid, and then we have two different looks for you, and we will get into our final thoughts on the palette. All right, I went a little crazy with pimple popping a moment ago, but we're gonna start with our first look with the Club Nebula palette. I did a little halo eye because I thought it's better than half cut crease. I do that less often, but I think I might do something a little bit more fun on the lower lash line to like spice it up, you know, make it like amp it up, because this just is so like, I told myself I wouldn't use the blues and greens, but I want to use the blues and greens. Anyway, I'm not wearing nails. I'm very self-conscious about it. Let's not talk about it. I'm gonna prime my eyelids here with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and if my eyebrows look a little silly, it's because I tried to use lash glue as brow gel. My eye just made the funniest noise. It actually worked pretty well, but like some areas the product is gripping on funny. I don't know. I think they look okay from a distance, but up close they're just a little. So first I'm going with the shade Cylon. Right here, it's the deepest purple in this palette, and I'm going to place that on my inner and outer corner. I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk pencil brush. It's discontinued, I'm pretty sure at this point, but Sonia Kashuk has some really good brushes. Even though they're a little scratchy, they really do what needs to be done, and I appreciate that. So just going to apply like a nice hefty amount. I'm going to go in with a little Unicorn Cosmetics little blender brush. Does it have a name? I don't think it has a name. Great job, Rachel. And the shade Rock Hopper, which is the one right next to it. It's like this greigey kind of purple color. I really like this color, mostly because I don't think I have it in my collection. Like, I think this is one of the only shades I don't have in my collection. I'm just going to kind of blend over top of that, and it looks scary right now, but we'll make do. Pinky promise. One thing this palette does have is depth. And excuse me, that was my work computer going off, because I work while filming nowadays. Now, this is where I left it at. Alright, unblended. Terrifying. So, then I went in with this Shop Miss A E137 blender brush and the shade Naru, which is like the neutral tan matte in here. Anyway, that neutral tan matte on this brush, and I blended right over top of that, which creates this kind of like mucky color. Again, trust the process. We'll get there. Pinky promise. The thing with the halo eye is I love it, but with these kind of tones, it can look really bruisey really easily. So you kind of gotta be careful. So then I went in with this Moda Pro BMX 430 crease brush and one dip into Samus, the peach color in here, the orangey peach, because I want to warm this up a little bit. So I did one dip, tapping off the excess, and I'm gonna go right over top all of this. This just adds a hint of life back into it, which can be needed when you're using bruisey tones, which I do love bruisey tones, but again, in a halo eye, it can be a little scary. And before I correct all of my work that I need to do, I'm gonna go in with this Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH41 brush in the shade You're My Only Hope, which is the sparkly purple in here, the lilac. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. So I'm just gonna put that in the center of my eye and bring it pretty much all the way up to the brow bone. This is one of the prettiest shades I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's so beautiful and so icy and so yummy. And I'm just gonna take my finger and tap that on as well. Now that we look scary, I'm gonna go back in with my original pencil brush with no additional product yet, and I'm going to tap, 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 tap to blend in between these. And then I'm gonna pick up more of Cylon, which is the original deep matte, and re-intensify it in the outer corner. And kind of start blending. And then, hear me out, I'm not done. I don't normally do brow bone highlight, but this is it just calls for it in this look. So I'm gonna use the shade Nova, which is this white blue duochrome. It's like blue, purple. I don't know, it's very pretty on this e.l.f. brush. There's no name. It's like a little carving under brow brush, but I'm gonna use that for my brow bone highlight. I'm gonna tap it right there. There's a lot of purple in here, but it's also very blue. I don't know, it's very pretty. Yeah, I like that a lot. So that is all for the upper portion of the eye look. So I will do my base and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did my base and I also used, I don't know if you're gonna catch it on camera, but you can in my Snapchat mirror. I used Nova, the one I used on my brow bone for my highlighter, which is something I don't typically do, but it's kind of a vibe. I don't know, something about, like, the shade is really, really smooth. There's no, like, there's obviously glitter in it, but it's really smooth on the skin. What kind of magic is in this formula? I do not know. So I think I'm gonna do green for the lower lash line. I promised myself I wouldn't, but I'm going to. So I'm gonna go in the shade Queen of Blades, which is like the deepest tealy kind of color on a pencil brush. And I'm gonna do a halo eye again, just on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna put that in the inner and outer lash line. I've done that. I'm going to take a little bit of Gravity, which is the lime green in here, because I could not resist a lime green, like just the smallest amount, small as I can muster, and run that under there as well, because it is a very tealy green, and I want like a green, so this will help kind of I don't want to say neutralize it, but that's the word I'm going for. So I'm going to blend that, and then I'll re-intensify the deepest color. Queen of Blades one more time. Oh, I hate my life. Oh, why am I like this? Okay, there's only a small spot now. We're okay. And then I wiped off that e.l.f. brush I used for my brow bone, and I'm going to use it under my eyes. I'm going to use the shade Firefly. Wait, hold on. No, I lied. I'm going to use the shade Astro, which is the blue, the shimmery blue. I'm going to put that right into the center. Oh, yum. Oh, yum. Please, 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 please. Okay, almost there. And then I'm going to use Firefly for my inner corner because it's icy and yummy. Oh, goddamn. Oh, goddamn. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me do mascara off camera and then I'll be back. Alright, so finished up my lashes. So here is the completed look. I'm really glad I decided to film tonight because apparently I was gonna pull out some bangers. So yeah, I guess we'll go on to the next look. So I have my eyes primed already with my Amuse Cosmetics eyeshadow base. I did get, I don't know if you can tell, there's a tiny bit of patchiness right on this eye because I built too much. That's my fault. I'm familiar with Kaleidos' formula enough to know I shouldn't have done what I did. Regardless, here we are. Anyway, I'm going to start out with the shade Red Giant right here. And shocking, I'm going to be doing a pinkish look. Me? Wear pink? How? Anyway, and I'm just going to pack that kind of on the outer corner. And I'm not going to pack as much as I did last time because I wanted a little more depth with the purple shade in here. So I'm just going to use this and diffuse the edges on this same brush. This is a Morphe JH33. And I'm going to try and keep it rounded. I have a tendency to wing out my shadow. And I like the way a rounded looks. I like the way a rounded look looks on me. And I'm going to keep it that way. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to go into the shade Samoose. Right here, this peachy shade. I normally don't like peaches on me actually, but I don't know. They might be growing on me. But anyway, I'm gonna use this to diffuse this shade. And I'm also going to, once I have my shimmers on, I'm gonna bring it into this inner corner as well. I kind of want this peach to frame the look. And then to deepen things up a little further, I'm gonna go in with Cyan, which is the deeper purple here. I love too how rich this palette is in depth. It really just makes my little heart pump because Angie and I are very similar in the sense that we like color, but we like smoky color, you know? I like a good rich jewel tone. I'm gonna blend the edges with a little bit more of Red Giant, just a hair right above. You can't even see. Right above where that purple is. Maybe I should move my mirror. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with the shade Nebula now, which is just this gorgeous, like shifty red peach kind of thing. I'm gonna take that on my finger first and just put it all over my lid. And then I'm gonna go in with Celestial as well to top that. And I'm gonna bring it all the way up to this inner corner region by my brow. And because it's a little easier, I'm gonna go in on this fluffy brush to get that around this area. I'm gonna go into Celestial. I'm just gonna take it on this brush and pat over the top of that to give it a little extra sparkle, a little extra punch. These are just my tones. These are my tones. Anyway, I'm gonna go back in with Samoose. I should have paid closer attention in her video, but I'm gonna take that around this area, like really fluff it into this inner corner section. Sort of the star here. And then I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of Cyan just to blend these edges a little better. And that's what I'm going to, why do they look different? Why do these eyes look different? Do they look different? Am I tripping? I'm gonna finish up my base, and then for my lower lash line, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I don't know why I need to put it on camera. I'm just gonna use probably mainly Cyan on my lower lash line and blend it out with a little bit of Red Giant and the peach shade. And then we'll be done. So I will come back with everything done, and then we will, you know, wrap this bad dad up. All right, and here is everything completed. I'm so sorry that you had to see yet another pink and purple type look for me, but actually I'm not, because these colors make me feel beautiful. I should not have to apologize for that. But anyway, yeah, here's what we're looking like. I think Mars Melter from Kaleidos would also go really well with this look, but I opted for Fenty instead because just look at that shine. Anyway, yeah,
on to the rest.
All right, just as I suspected, it's perfect.
Phenomenal. I mean, most of the time when you do like a review type video, you need like more time to get to know things. Because we're so familiar with the Kaleidos shadow formula, it doesn't shock me that I like this a lot.
No, this to me is exactly what the formula that the Escape Pod palette should have been. So I like the Escape Pod palette. The shimmers are divine in there, but the mattes in there are not very good. They're workable, but they're not the
awful,
best.
But there are a couple that are
except for
really
that blue.
bad. Yeah.
I like to see that their teal game is better than that blue game. But I think that these shadows specifically, the mattes, I find that they're a little bit different than the other Kaleidos mattes that I've tried. So I like Kaleidos mattes well enough. I don't love them. I wouldn't go out of my way to use a Kaleidos matte unless it was a specific color that I wanted. But these mattes, now these are pretty good.
These are really great. And I mean, the color story is very Angie, but I love that you have the rich jewel tones over here, like that it has so much depth to it. Because not that Kaleidos has like necessarily a lack of depth in their line, but a lot of their shadows are more mid-tone, or it's just like a black or a dark teal they do, or something like that. Or a purple, like a mid-tone purple. They don't have a lot of deeper tone mattes from the palettes that we own anyway. So this, I feel like, really filled a gap for them as far as what they have. And the shimmers in here are just freaking knockouts. Like, they're so beautiful. I love that you can divide this into rows and like have your own sort of cohesive sort of look. But you can also like dibble into everything and it all looks good together.
No, the color story of this palette is genius. Everything about it is lovely. I really like, because Angelica, why do I keep calling her Angie? Angelica does not really wear neutrals very often, and so I know that you have the one brown that's neutral, but that's the only neutral color in this palette. I love that she didn't do what a lot of YouTubers do, and it seems like try and make something that's not quite them to appease a larger group.
Yeah, so like add more neutrals to a palette to appease the audience, or just do like a rainbow palette. Like this it's not a rainbow palette, but it's a colorful palette. Yeah, and it's a gorgeous one.
It just screams Angelica.
It does scream Angelica. And we can definitely, if you want us to do more comparisons, like as far as the mattes go, like most of these mattes I would say are dupable in like the Be Perfect Carnival palettes.
Or even, I'm sure a couple of them for the Raw Beauty Christie ColourPop palette.
Yeah, a couple of those deeper mattes might be close to the ones in the Christie palette. But a lot of these mattes I think are dupable. I think the shimmers are a lot of the standout. I have a mini wheat in my throat. Not a mini wheat. I didn't realize there was one fleck. Chopping on frosted mini wheats before this. Dry, because that's how they're best eaten. Anyway, yeah, so the mattes I don't think are undupable at all. I mean, we've seen these colors before, but having them paired together in one palette is always nice, honestly. But these shimmers are so pretty. I don't think we have anything like Firefly, that green shade. We definitely have things like Astro, but that one's still really beautiful. I don't know if we have anything like You're My Only Hope. It's like a lavender with
I think we do.
With an icy silver kind
Maybe
of reflex.
Cleona, we have something in there.
We might have something similar. We'll look for other comparisons outside. Nebula, no, nothing like it. Celestial, kind of similar to Mars Melter, their highlighter, but it has a little more pink to it rather than like that fluorescent kind of red shade in there. It's beautiful.
It's such a good
really
palette.
beautiful.
I need to beg of you guys to not cut this off so early. This is one of the best Kaleidos palettes that I've tried.
I hope they're able to continue restocking.
Please restock this at least 3 or 4 more times. Please do not do just one restock and then poof, gone, if at all possible, because this is phenomenal. This is fantastic.
Beautiful. This is my favorite of any Kaleidos palette I have ever run into color story wise, and I normally like their mini ones more. So this is like knock out of the park, and I love the packaging.
Packaging's adorable.
The box it came in was beautiful, guys. We got a deck of cards, except I don't know where they went already. So they were in my room, now I don't know where they went. Probably stole them, but I love the vibes. I love the vibes.
And I do want to mention, if you have their what's it called, the big green palette,
Escape pod?
Yeah. If you have the Escape Pod palette, when you lay it flat on a surface, it immediately closes. This one does not, so it seems like they updated the packaging to have this lean back a little bit more, which I really like, because if you are somebody that just does makeup, like on a desk with the mirror and the palette, you can just set it there and do your makeup, which is nice. But I did want to mention that because that was one of the most irritating things that I've ever had to experience in my life was the opening and closing of that other palette. So, I really cannot rave about this enough.
It's really beautiful. If you can get your hands on it and you want it, I would go for it. I see no problems with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only same with every other Kaleidos formula. The mattes are a little bit powdery, so if you build too much, you will get patchiness issues. I recommend going either light layers of shadow or going dark to light, because that's going to be the best. Blending. Yeah, that's going to be best for you as far as blendability goes.
Yep, I think these ones, since I do feel these mattes are better than the other ones, they're less dusty in the way that I don't have fallout all over my cheeks when I use them like I do normally with Kaleidos' like matte browns, like they're dark browns. I always get like a big pile of fallout. I don't know why that is, but these ones I feel you have a little bit more wiggle room in terms of the way you apply them, whereas the other ones I feel you have to do reverse blending method. No other way around it. But I guess
that does it, I guess.
That is all for our review today. So thank you, Kaleidos, for sending this to us, and congratulations, Angelica, because this is
divine.
We're gonna get a lot of use out of this. Vic said, what, today or yesterday? She's like, this would be a perfect pan that palette. Like this palette,
I would get sick of these
you
colors.
won't get bored of it. It's so fun. I just think this it's unique enough that I think that most makeup lovers could add this into their collection without being like, oh, that's just a bunch of repeat shades in a different formula.
Yeah.
Like, I think that this is unique enough that,
had we not been sent this, I would have bought it.
Most
Even
likely.
with the low buy, just because it's so stunning.
And we're supporting a smaller creator who we love, who convinces us to buy anything BH Cosmetics.
That woman.
Let me tell you that much.
That woman is a magician. She can make, I can see something that I didn't like when I saw it like on Trended or something, and then she'll like put it in a video and I'm like, maybe I can't get it out of my mind.
So, also, I know Cleona's gonna do a collab sometime this year. I have a feeling it's either with Angelica or with Lauren My Beauty, and I just wanted to throw that in there. So Angelica, if that's coming up too, send me a DM, send me a warning so I can save.
So we can sit on Cleona's website more fresh.
But that is all from us today. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know how you feel about the palette down below. Are you a big Angie fan? Because I sure am, and I guess I just call her Angie a lot. I think she calls herself Angie.
She introduces herself as
okay,
Angie.
that makes me feel better. I didn't know if I was being stupid. Anyway, we hope to see you in the next one. Bye.